Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Annie, this is Stanley, and we're here to talk about books. So today we are talking about my April TBR, and April is one of my favourite reading months because it's the Magical Readathon Orilium Spring Equinox semester. I will link down below to the amazing G on Book Roast, who creates all of the Magical Readathon wonderfulness that populates my reading year. But basically in April and September, she puts out a whole load of new prompts for the different classes in the Orilium University that she has created. And everybody has a character who is going through the university and studying towards a particular degree, which takes 4 years. And this is year 2 for me, for my Star Whisperer degree. And in, yes, April and September, there are specific prompts related to the subjects that you have to fulfill in order to progress in your chosen subject. So we're going to be doing that, but there's more to it than that, because Magical Readathon also has an Adventures in Eldia map, which gives me a prompt every month. I am also doing the Orilium Bog Challenge, which is for G's patrons on Patreon, and that gives us a word for each month, which we have to fulfill in a fairly broad sense. And on top of that, I have Buzzword, the Buzzwordathon Challenge, which gives me a specific cover prompt for each month and a specific title prompt for each month. And I'm also doing TBR-athon, which is has a board game, Lost in the Library, which also gives me a prompt for each month. So even though I have finished Herkyed 2.0, the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, things haven't really got any less complicated. They really haven't. Also on the 1st of April, the Reddit Fantasy Bingo Challenge prompts come out, but I am filming this before the 1st of April because it's going up on the 28th of March. And that means that I cannot deliberately build in books that fulfill Reddit Fantasy Bingo prompts for April. But I'm kind of hoping that if I focus on science fiction, fantasy, and horror, not that I actually read horror, but still, I might be able to fill some by default and get a head start on that. So there you go. How complicated can I make it? Very, very complicated is the answer. And I'm sorry if that was all a complete word salad for you and completely overwhelming. I'm finding it quite overwhelming as well, but it's also incredibly fun. But before we have a look at the prompts and see if I've got books that fulfill them, let's make some tea. Ooh, tea drawers ahoy! What have you got? 7. Oh, decaf Earl Grey. Won't be needing the filter tray for that. The reason I have these is because they were a free gift from Waitrose. Don't normally, well, no, I have started drinking Earl Grey. It's quite good to have some decaf tea in the cupboard, because I am tending more towards black tea than not these days. And having normal black tea in the evenings is not a good idea. So, easy peasy. Thank you, Pass Me, for boiling the kettle. Decaf Earl Grey. Let's give it a try. So now that we've made some tea, it's time to have a look at the prompts and see what books I have that might fulfill them. Because I have made a resolution for my reading challenges this year to use books I already own or audiobooks that are available in my already paid for subscriptions to fulfill all prompts where possible, rather than buying books or obtaining new books to fulfill specific prompts. So here we are at the book flaps. I can't remember the last time we came to the book flaps. It's been a while. So here we are. Isn't it exciting, Stanley? You look very excited. So let's get on with it. Magical Readathon, as I said, I have specific classes at the university that I have to complete. And there's all sorts of extras. There's extra credit, there's special side quests, there's all sorts of stuff going on. But I am trying to be a little bit, just a little bit more relaxed about my reading this year. So I'm just going for the straight 5 classes that I need to fulfill my Star Whisperer requirements. And those are as follows. So we have lore, as in Lore, and the prompt is dystopian or utopian. That is going to be a bit difficult to figure out just based on looking behind me in the book flaps. So I might have to do a little bit of research. Talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back in a minute. So this was a tricky one because it's not always that easy to tell whether a book is dystopian or utopian. So I've done a bit of research on my TBR, and the one that I have found is The Mars House by Natasha Pulley, which will be an audiobook. It's a very long audiobook as well, but you know, I've enjoyed Natasha Pulley's books before. The Watchmaker of Filigree Street is very good. So yes, I'm going to go with The Mars House by Natasha Pulley, not least because it also fulfills one of the other TBR-athon prompts from the Map of Stories, which is a celestial body on the cover and is got lots of stars. So there we go. There's that. Next up is Inscription, which is day of the week in the title. That is an easy one because something springs immediately to mind, and I think is probably the only one that I have that fulfills that. So where is it going to be? Oh, fell straight into my hand. Oh, excellent. Blue Monday by Nikki French. So that is excellent. This is a thriller. 5-year-old Matthew Faraday is abducted. His face is splashed across newspaper front pages. Can anybody help find their little boy before it's too late? Psychotherapist Frida Klein might just know something. Cool. That sounds exciting, and I have enjoyed Nikki French before. So yes, good start. Blue Monday. Excellent. Next up we have Psionics and Divination, which is the word time in the title. And again, that might require a little bit of research. I wonder if I've got one. I hope so. Let's see. Aha! Another excellent choice, because the buzzword title prompt for, what are we, April, is ordinals, so first, last, second, third, sixth in the title. And I have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison on my audiobook TBR, and it's been there for a while, so that's going to fulfill first for the buzzword and time for the Magical Readathon, Psionics and Divination class. Excellent. Doing well at the doubling up here, Stanley. Good job. Next up is Art of Illusion, Unusual Formatting. Again, I don't know. I mean, that can be strangely laid out, like House of Leaves. I'm not rereading House of Leaves in April. I do want to reread it at some point, but not in April. Or it could be mixed media, so emails, text messages, reports, transcripts, that kind of thing. Anything like that. Oh, I might have an option. Which is not on my shelf. Oh, it's on Dave's shelf, because it's a book my brother gave him for Christmas, which I'm definitely going to steal, which is The Watermark by Sam Mills. Let me just have a look. It's all normal text. Come on. Ooh, it's different font, definitely. Don't know why there's different fonts, but there's different fonts. And there's interesting pictures and different types of text at the top of the paragraphs, chapters rather. Does that count? Oh, there's a bit of a comic in the middle. Hey, that's definitely unusual formatting. Oh, and then there's a whole load of capital letter stuff at the end. Yep, definitely. I'm counting it. The Watermark by Sam Mills. Great. Because I've been really wanting to read that ever since Dave got it for Christmas. It's been sitting on his shelf up there and I've been looking at it and going, oh, that sounds really good. So I should tell you, it's about an author and two people stumble into his remote cottage and he imprisons them inside his novel in progress. Yes, that's why I wanted to read it and why I thought it might be weird formatting. People get trapped inside a book. Love that kind of stuff. Yes, great. Very happy with that. Astronomy is top of a pile or top shelf in your house or something of that nature. And I remember in the reveal video about the prompts, G said that you can interpret that however you want. So you could have the top of your TBR, for example, or something like that. So I could go for something on the top shelf under the book flaps. Actually, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm also doing, because there's always another challenge, I'm also doing TBR Spin with Sarah Freshley from Freshly Read Books, where you identify a pile of 12 books at the start of the year, and there's a spinner wheel, and you get a prompt every month, and you read one of them. Now, I don't know what the prompt is going to be yet, because I think the live show where she does the spin is going to be on the day that I'm uploading this, which is not the day that I'm filming this. But I do know that for April, because the buzzword cover challenge is some kind of fashion accessory, that there's only one book on my TBR spin pile that fits that prompt, and I've been trying to combine those two challenges together. So that would be the top of my TBR spin pile, conceptually speaking. And I'm just gonna seriously hope that the TBR spin prompt allows me to use this book, which is, where is it? There it is. The Robber Bride by Margaret Atwood, because it's got a lady wearing a fancy mask. Xenia is beautiful, smart and greedy, by turns manipulative and vulnerable, needy and ruthless. Okay, she's also dead. 5 years on, 3 women share a decorous lunch. Xenia is back. I have no idea. I have read quite a lot of Margaret Atwood. I haven't read this one. Sounds kind of interesting. And it definitely fulfills the fashion accessories. So, assuming that I get the opportunity to select it for the TBR spin prompt, and I am putting quite a lot of pressure on that, this will be my TBR spin book, my buzzword cover book, and my top of the pile astronomy book. So fingers crossed that works out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do an awful lot of reshuffling. So come on, we need a useful TBR spin. Yay. Okay. Next up, yes, Adventures in Eldia. I'm on the map, and I looked it up just before, and I have a choice. I can enjoy my solitude and go north, or find my winter cloak and go south. And I am going to find my winter cloak and go south because I prefer that bit of the map. And I don't feel like being alone. I don't know why finding my winter cloak would mean that I'm not alone. Or maybe it just means I'm not enjoying my solitude. Anyway, I'm going that way. Find my winter cloak, which is W in the author name. So, what have we got? We go for the actual W's that start the author name. It'd be on the bottom shelf. Sorry, mind your ear, Stanley. Okay, let's get this monster out of the way. This is going to be hilarious if and when it comes up in a pile, prompt. But anyway, that's not going to be today. I have The Murderer's Ape by Jakob Vegelius, beginning with a W. That's also got accessories because the ape has some binoculars and a stick. So that might help with the fashion accessories. Anita Waller, The Girls Next Door. Oh, I've got quite a few. Lisa Jewell, that's got W's in. I don't know, I've already got a couple of thrillery ones, so I don't think I want another. I don't want another thriller. I picked up Starling House at the Free Station Book Exchange. Alex E. Harrow, it's got a W. So that could work. Or, hang on. Is that? No, that's Liz Hyder, not Liz Wilder. Audiobooks. My most recent video, yes, I was talking about series I'm in the middle of, and one came up as needing to go to the top of the pile, and that was Sweep of the Heart by Ilona Andrews, which is the last book in the Innkeeper Chronicles, and I've been meaning to finish that series for ages, and Andrews has a W. So let's do that. Sweep of the Heart by Ilona Andrews. Excellent. Doing well. And last but not least is the Bog Challenge for Orilium, which is flower. So you can interpret that however you want. So if I wanted another audiobook, I could go with The Flower Path by Josh Reynolds, the Daidoji Shin mystery, next in the series. But I've already got 3 audiobooks, and I'm not sure I've got time to fit that many audiobooks in. Oh, I'm staring at Starling House. That is coming up again because it's got flowers on it. Not overly enthused, if I'm honest. What else? There aren't any flowers on the ape one. Oh, aha! Square of Sevens by Laura Shepherd Robinson. That's also got flowers on it. I think I want to go for this. This is about a daughter of a fortune teller using ancient method known as Square of Sevens. Somebody dies, put into high society. It sounds great. And also, my brother gave me this for Christmas. So it's a Christmas Books late TBR, because this was on my January TBR where I was going to read all the books I got for my birthday or for Christmas, and I didn't get to this one. So let's stick this one on because I want to read it and I didn't get around to it, and now it fulfills a different prompt. So we're going to go with Books from My Brother in April. Square of Sevens. Excellent. Is there anything I have missed? Yes, there is. Because there's the Lost in the Library prompt, which is the board game. And I rolled on the board earlier and I chose the TBR choice square because I was feeling a little bit restricted by all of these prompt challenges, and also because we are doing a family book club on the 11th of April and haven't read the book yet. It's my dad's choice. It's Alibi by Sharon Shin. I don't have a copy with me at the moment because Dave is also reading it for Family Book Club and he's away for the weekend and he's taken it with him. But here is the cover. I really like Sharon Shin. My parents really like Sharon Shin. It'll be interesting for Dave and my brother to read it as well. But it seems quite different to her other stuff. She normally writes fantasy, and this is definitely science fiction or very near future. And it's also a murder mystery. So yes, that is definitely going on the April TBR because I have to read it by the 11th of April and I haven't got to it yet. So TBR choice for Lost in the Library is giving me Family Book Club. Is that it? I think that's it. Yes, excellent. That was fun. Okay, so that was fun. Oh, love a TBR. Love a TBR video with lots of complicated combining of prompts from different challenges. It's what gives me joy. So that's my stack of physical books for the month. I'm quite excited about this one. And then there's also the various audiobooks that I'm adding in as well. Yeah, please give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more content of me and Stanley talking about books and fulfilling prompts from very complicated reading challenges. There'll be a lot more of that, don't you worry. Yes, and let me know down below if you are taking part in any of these challenges or any different challenges, and how you are faring with combining them all, or whether you want to now take part in some of these challenges. I would love to spread the joy, because there is a lot of joy involved. Anyway, I hope you're having a fantastic reading month and that you have exciting reading plans for April. And I will see you again in another video very soon. Bye for now.